We were literally just trying to de-winterize this thing so we could start our season next weekend, fire the boat up, and immediately we're shut down before we even get on the water. So basically what happened, last night, me and Scott talked about it. We're all fired up. We're going to get the boat ripping. We're going to get it out to the lake next weekend and do our first run. We fire up the boat. Immediately it starts up making crazy noises. We're not sure what's going on. We shut it down. We double check everything. We still don't know what it even was. We're panicking at this point. Like, what's wrong with our boat? What's wrong with our vessel? All right. Well, then I tell Scott, I'm like, fire it up again. We get the water running, starts up. She's purring. She sounds amazing. We're like, oh, she's good to go. Then all of a sudden, the dashboard starts screaming at us, seek service immediately. Take to dealer immediately. Bruh, I'm the dealer now. I got to look at this pile of junk and get it figured out. So after further inspection, I have them shut the boat down. I get in the back here. I pull the engine covers. I look around. The serpentine belt is in there, and it looked weird. But it didn't look bad, like there was something wrong with it. Okay? I couldn't really tell. So we're thinking the impeller's bad. It's got to be the impeller, right? So we go in. I'm like, I got to find out where the impeller is. I don't even know. I haven't even been into this engine compartment to really figure that part out yet. I get in there. I look. That's when I see the serpentine belt does look weird. And I start following it around, and I'm like, oh, the serpentine belt broke. It actually didn't break. It did much worse than that. I wish. Why couldn't it have just been a serpentine belt? If it was a serpentine belt, we'd be on the water today. But you know what? It's the way it goes, I guess. Not the serpentine belt. As I start inspecting more, the whole alternator is completely hanging off the back of the motor. So, we're going to get the alternator out of this thing, and I'm going to show you exactly what happened in there. This is about to turn into a 30-minute de-winterizing video to a 3 to 5 day project of extracting bolts that snapped off in the back of the head. Let's get after it. So I'm in here, and I'm looking around, and I'm looking at everything, wondering what could be going on. And as I get over to the alternator, it's not supposed to do that. So from further inspection, let's see if I can get it on camera down here. It's very tight quarters, but we bring this down here. Let's bring it up here. I don't know if you can see, but that in the top left of your screen is a snapped bolt, which there's also one underneath this wire that I can't get to. And then the bolts are right there for the bracket on both of them, the other ones. Oops, sorry guys. So, what we are like, bro, why does this have to happen? Why does it have to happen? We've had so much bad luck with boats. Our old boat went through kind of the same thing. Not the same thing, just a constant problem. So then we upgraded to this bad mamma jamma. We've had no issues. And then, of course, the first year, she breaks. So I'm going to set up a quick time lapse. I'm going to get the alternator out, which I have to move a whole bunch of stuff out of the way to get the alternator out. I'm going to get the alternator out and then further inspect the damage of the boat. Sick. Alright guys, we got the alternator off. It was a really simple job, honestly. It wasn't too bad. It's a very tight space in there, but I did get the alternator out. It did come out in one giant piece with the bracket. So let's take a look at this thing real quick, see what's going on, and we'll keep planning on our on our job here on what we're going to be doing. If you look at this, both of these bolts are snapped clean off. These are snapped off this piece of the block. That's cool. Oh, that one's free after I pulled that out. Let's see here. Snapped clean off. So I bet you that one will pound out and through. That one, honestly, I mean, look at it compared to this one. Let's look at them together. I wish I had better lighting. But look how clean that one is. Like, it just broke. That one looks like it's been broken, dude. That son of a gun has been broken. There's no way it wasn't, dude. Look at all the rust behind it. There's some behind this one, not as much. And look how clean that bolt is compared to that one. That one is very dirty. I bet you this thing has been broken for a long time. So now let's look at the back of the block. It's back of the head, actually, where this mounts. And we'll see how much fun this is going to be. And what I'll show you is this seized. Like, I can't spin it. You should be able to spin that freely by hand, and that alternator is seized up. It should spin just like this, basically. That thing locked in there, bro. All right, I took some PB Blaster. I got it down on the bolts. It snapped off. It honestly looks like the PB Blaster is actually getting absorbed into the block, which is very unusual. Normally it takes a little while to get it in there, but it looks like it's going in there, which is great. Let's see if I can get you in there so you can see what is going on. Hopefully you guys can see what's happening right now, because I can't see my screen. I'm trying to show this to you, but essentially this is all that I did, was get all this stuff in there. And there's that bolt, and there should be one up here somewhere in the top corner up here. I'm not exactly sure. It's somewhere right there, like right over here. But I got all that sprayed down. We're gonna let that soak for a few days. I'm gonna come over every day and soak this in there, try to get it figured out. So basically that's what's going on right now with our boat, and what a freaking nightmare, dude. We are gonna order a new alternator. We'll get that on the way. It's about $500 freaking dollars, which is pretty crazy. So we're gonna start there, get that replaced. Got to get a serpentine belt. Since we're already down there, we're gonna replace the impeller at the same time. You're supposed to replace them every year. Honestly, I replace mine like once every other year. Never had an issue, but we've only had this boat for a year, so we're just gonna change it anyways because we're in there. Get all that stuff together and then start trying to figure that out. Two options. One, we extract the bolts, the broken bolts out of the back of the head. Basically, we will drill a tiny little hole into the middle of it, up to a certain size, smack a easy out into it or a bolt extractor, and hope to God that it'll back out when we try to unscrew it. Now, there's that one bolt that looks like been broken there for a long time. She gonna need a lot of PB Blaster and probably a lot of persuasion. So that is option number one. Option number two is we weld to it because the bolt is steel, but the head is aluminum. So I can weld to the bolt and kind of like bring it up a little bit, like build up off the bolt, and then weld a nut to that, or a washer to that first, and then weld a nut to that. And that way you can weld all the way around the nut, in the middle of the nut, everything. And then we get it real hot, which hopefully welding it would be hot enough to get it to the corrosion to break up inside of the threads of that bolt, and slowly back them out. My opinion, I'm gonna talk to Brandon. Brandon does four-wheel shit all the time, and he's really good at this stuff. So I'm hoping that he's got some insight, because I mean, I know what I'm doing. Like, I can do this. But Brandon, I think he's the man. So I'm gonna wait until he gets over here. We're gonna look at it, see what we can do. But I think welding is gonna be our best option. I think that's the safest. We don't take the chance of like nicking the head with the drill bit, because you can't get it straight. You got it, like, you're laying flat and like bending backwards. So like getting a good straight line with a drill is gonna be hard. So I think welding on it and then pulling them out is gonna work probably the best. And I think that is probably the option we're gonna go with on this. Mind you, we are trying to do all of this with the engine in the boat. Like, I do not want to pull the engine out. Now, that might be dumb, but I'm going to do it anyways. If any of you guys have any insight on this or what you think we should do, go leave me some comments, man. Point me in the right direction. Has anybody else dealt with this? This is a ZR6 engine in a 2007 Super Aeronautique. It is a 236 Team Edition. It is a V drive, so of course everything's on the back of the motor, and it's really freaking hard to get to. So if any of you guys have any insight and have any idea or have ever dealt with this, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys think we should do, what the best plan of action is. I don't want to pull the motor, so don't sit there in the comments telling me I'm pulling the motor. I'm doing this with the motor and I'm not taking the head off. I will find another way. I'll weld a bracket to the head if I have to. Not really. But if you guys have any ideas, let me know. Seriously, I really, really would appreciate the help figuring out how we should handle this project. So also, real quick, that freaking hose right there, I cannot get it off to save my life, and I need to be in that little pocket right there. So if anybody got any ideas on how to get that thing off without taking the entire exhaust system off, that'd be sweet too, because I don't even know how I'd get down there to do it. I don't know, bro. I am dumbfounded. I am literally dumbfounded. I cannot believe that happened. Like, bro, we are so excited to get out on the water. We're talking about it. The lake's been nice. The new caretakers, which are family, are out there now, letting us in there, letting us do our thing, ready to rip. Nautique Bro Summer was 100% engaged. Now we stuck on land. Our vessel, our ship, stuck on land. If these freaking bolts don't come out, this is going to be way worse for our season than we were ever anticipating. We're going to find out in a couple of days.